Everybody loves the underdog story. The story about how people fight through rejection, pain and suffering to get up on top. Stories about how somebody goes through against all odds, no matter how many people tell them that they can't do it. We all have these stories in some point of our lives. We know how good it feels when we show somebody that we could achieve something that they doubted us about doing. Yet there are still a lot of dreams and accomplishments that we stop ourselves from achieving or pursuing because we are faced with naysayers, objections, rejections, and whatnot. All those things come into our minds and set that doubt and goes, can I actually do this? And we start questioning ourselves. Well, today, I want all of us to inherit that I'll show you attitude so that one day, not today, or maybe tomorrow, or maybe years from now, so that we all have that I'll show you underdog story unlike any other. But if that inkling of a doubt ever seeps into your mind, I want you all to remember the following 7 stories I would like to share with you. This young gentleman right here was known to be slow, antisocial, and because of that, he was told that he was mentally handicapped. At the time, he didn't actually learn how to speak until he was the age of 4, and didn't actually learn how to read until the age of 7. He was expelled from schools. He was also rejected from many other schools. But little did they know that this mentally handicapped child would become one of the greatest faces of modern physics. Nobel Prize winner and father of E equals mc squared, Albert Einstein. The second gentleman I want to share with you is this guy. Now, he was told by all his teachers when he was young that he was too stupid to learn anything at all. Well, after his education career, he moved on to work for other businesses. Same thing, he failed at that as well. He was fired by the first 2 bosses he ever had because he was told that he was just way too unproductive. So he went on to do business on his own. He started inventing stuff, building things, trying to come up with products. He failed at that so many times. In fact, one project he failed over 1,000 times. But he never gave up. His persistence kept on going, and he kept on going, I can do this. Because of all those 1,000 times, he found that that is not how you do this, but he found the right way. And that right way led him to what we know now as the light bulb. So the person is Thomas Edison. Without him, we'll be left in the dark. This individual is somebody I like to reference a lot in my speeches. He has a passion for cartooning. His dream was to do films and entertainment. Well, that wasn't easy because he was then fired by his newspaper editor and was told that, quote unquote, he lacked imagination and that he would never have any good ideas. Well, so he moved on. He built businesses after businesses that once again failed again and again, to the point where he had to declare bankruptcy. Even on the opening day of one of his greatest achievements, it was known as the Black Sunday. Why? Because everything that could go wrong went wrong. Rides shut down, overheated, lineups were too long, people sneaking in, all the food was all sold out. Well, he didn't let that stop him. He took that, learned from all the mistakes, changed it, improved it to what we know now as Disney. And that is one of the most successful companies in the world, Walt Disney. This young lady had to live through many hardships, abuse during her childhood. Pain and suffering, you name it, she suffered it. Now, after she fought through all that, she went through a lot of setbacks in her career. She was fired from her very first job as a television reporter, being told that she was unfit for TV. Well, this unfit for TV person eventually became one of the most successful women in the world. In fact, the most powerful, iconic image personality in TV history, Oprah Winfrey. This young lady, 6 years before her claim to fame, was penniless, severely depressed, was going through a divorce, bringing up a child, went to school, and writing novels. She went from just depending completely on welfare to barely surviving, to becoming one of the most successful authors in the world in merely just 5 years. And in these 5 years, she used hard work, determination, and passion. Without her, we wouldn't be introduced to the world of Harry Potter. Who it is? J.K. Rowling. This awesome, handsome gentleman went on stage the very first time at a comedy club. He looked up at the audience and completely froze. Didn't say a word. When he did say a word, he stuttered. Well, he was so bad that day that eventually he was jeered and booed off the stage, and he got off. Well, that night he said to himself, I can do this. I'm actually pretty good. So he brought that I'll show you attitude again the next night. Same stage, same club, same act, and knocked it out of the park. Well, after years after that, he became a great comedian, had his own show about nothing, where he set the bar and opened more opportunities for sitcoms to come. He's a legend in comedy, and also now is respected by all as a real class act, Jerry Seinfeld. My last story has to do with this young gentleman. And he usually shocks lots of people when he tells people that he was cut from his high school basketball team. Well, many, many years later, after he was cut, he came up with one of the best and most powerful quotes in the game. I've shot and missed over 9,000 shots. I've lost 300 games. On 26 different occasions, I was entrusted by my teammates, to take the winning shot, and I missed. I failed over and over again throughout my entire life, and that's why I succeed. Without his determination, passion, and love for the game, we wouldn't have been able to witness one of the greatest basketball players of all time, Michael Jordan. With hard work, determination, never give up, passion, persistence, and dreams. That's something that was consistent with all these 7 stories. Einstein, Edison, Disney, Oprah, Rowling, Seinfeld, and Jordan all had that I'll show you attitude. No matter what people say, they rose above it. No matter how many obstacles were in their way, they found a way to go by. And no matter how hard it was to get up, they always got up. So how different are we? How different are you from who they were to begin with? What makes them so special? Do you not have goals, passions, and dreams? What's your I'll show you underdog story? I can't wait to hear it.